Headsets, we all use them, and today Epos is sponsoring this video to let you know about their upcoming Black Friday sales. This Black Friday, the two standout discounts are the H3 Pro Hybrid, this one I'm wearing right here. This one's going to be dropping by 25%, down from $3.99 Australian or $2.99 USD. Down to $2.99 Australian. The H3 Hybrid is going to be dropping 30%, down from $259 AUD to $179 AUD, and a wide variety of other headsets as well. Keep an eye out on Epos' official website. I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, when you buy one of these headsets, you can choose between open and closed acoustics. I've been testing these out over the past couple of weeks, and you may have even seen me wearing them on stream. When you buy one of these headsets, you can choose between open or closed acoustics. This is great for me because it's got noise isolation and the sound is a bit more pronounced. But if you live in a quieter environment, maybe you'd be better off with an open acoustic one. The H3 Pro Hybrid has precision high quality sound, passive noise cancelling, and brain adapt, which is actually really interesting because they say brain adapt reduces your cognitive load, so it actually makes you less fatigued during longer gaming sessions. They've got memory foam ear cups, so they're very comfortable. Lift to mute mic, so that's easy. And I mean, if you don't want to use it, you can just take it off. Makes the headset a bit lighter, I guess, so that's pretty cool. And they've got a long battery life, 19 hours. So overall, I'm very impressed with this headset. It was a lot better than what I expected it was going to be, which is actually why I chose to partner with Epos in this video. So again, click the link in the description below. Check back on Black Friday on Epos' official website for those discounts, and thank you to Epos for sponsoring this video. Okay, back to the video. Cargo griefers. Undeniably one of the most annoying parts of GTA Online. You know, I'm pretty sure basically all of us have had our cargo blown up at one point just to have the griefer message us and say it's a part of the game and get good. But of course anyone with more than one brain cell can tell that it's not just a matter of getting good. Cargo griefing puts a player in an extremely unfair situation and asks them to do a lot more than they're capable of doing. So just to make sure I wasn't going absolutely crazy, I posed the question to you guys, and the results were pretty much as one-sided as you could expect. So today, come with me as I spend way too much time diving way too in-depth on a topic that Rockstar really should have resolved over 5 years ago. If you enjoy this video, a thumbs up would be awesome, subscribe for more stuff like this, and let's go. So first, we need to ask ourselves a question. Why do people grief cargo? Because in the game, the only actual reward for blowing someone's cargo up is you get $2,000. That's right, if you aren't aware, you can destroy over $1 million of someone's cargo and the only thing the griefer will get is $2,000. So why do it? Well, the overwhelming majority of griefers will do it just to be toxic, of course. However, there is actually a small minority of griefers who actually kind of make a decent point as to why they do it. Not saying I agree with them, but they do make a point, and that point is this. These cell missions are unbelievably easy. The AI enemies you face in these missions have probably never actually blown up your cargo, let's be honest. And the entire design of these missions was made so that the only real threat is gonna be the potential of other players blowing up your stuff. That is essentially how Rockstar intended for these missions to work. And when you look at it from that perspective, yeah, I guess that kind of does make a bit of sense, right? Everyone who's a grinder has no problem admitting that these missions are incredibly tedious, repetitive, and boring. And adding the potential for your cargo to be griefed actually does spice the missions up and make them a lot more interesting. However, there are so many flaws with this mission design that it makes it completely one-sided and honestly completely unfair. So let's flip the script, have a look at this from the perspective of the grinder, and see why the whole concept of griefing cargo isn't really a good one. And well, the concept is pretty simple. In almost every single cell mission, arguably apart from the nightclub, you are told to drive a vehicle around the map at least once that is quite slow, doesn't have much armor, doesn't have much health, and doesn't have many, if any, weapons at all. What that means is you can be driving this slow vehicle around the map. Let's say this vehicle is worth $50,000 to $100,000. Meanwhile, someone in a $6.5 million laser jet is told your exact location and can come and kill you whenever they like. When you're driving around in a slow vehicle like this, the ways you can defend yourself from a jet is actually zero. There are no ways you can defend yourself from this jet. So in this situation, what can the grinder do besides going into an invite-only lobby? Well, they could hop out of the vehicle and try and shoot down the jet with, say, an explosive sniper or a homing launcher, for example. If they're a CEO, they can activate Ghost Organization for 3 minutes. That's going to put them off the radar. Unfortunately, if they're an MC, they can't do that though. So really, those are the only two possible options of defense. Now, let's also consider this. The person trying to sell this cargo gets one attempt at it and one attempt only. They have to drive or fly this slow vehicle all across the map to these different locations, and if they get blown up once, that's it. The mission is done and all of their product is gone. The potential griefer, on the other hand, has unlimited lives and attempts to destroy this player. Once again, emphasizing the fact that this is a completely unfair advantage. So, what can be done about this? Well, I've brainstormed a handful of easy possible fixes that could almost completely remove griefing from GTA Online, or at least make it much less of an issue. Let's have a look at the first one. As it stands right now, like I said, if you get your cargo blown up, you lose all of it. One easy fix to cargo griefing would be to change this up. If your cargo gets blown up by another player, for example, an easy solution to this would be you only lose, let's say, about 10 to 25% of the product. That way, this would actually encourage players to not sell in private lobbies, because as it stands right now, you actually get a bonus 2% on your sale for every single person that's in that lobby. So if you've got 30 people in your lobby, you can make an extra 60% the amount of money if you successfully sell it in a public lobby. By removing a big amount of the risk associated with selling these in public lobbies, it would encourage a lot more players to actually take the risk and try and do it. This shouldn't be hard for Rockstar to do either, because if you actually find a new session while you're in the middle of the sell mission, this is actually what happens anyway. You already lose a little bit of the product. So I don't know why this couldn't easily be implemented into the game as is. If your cargo gets blown up, you can get a message from LJT or Agent 14, whoever it is, saying, hey, your product has been destroyed, but luckily our guys recovered 80% of it. Get back in there and try to sell it again. Such an easy solution that doesn't exactly level the playing field in terms of fairness. It's still going to be griefers in million-dollar jets attacking defenseless players, but it does level the playing field in terms of risk versus reward. Another way you could potentially actually level the entire playing field is make it so if anyone dies while someone is completing a sell mission, that player then becomes immune to you. So for example, if you're trying to blow up a guy in his MC cell missions, but you miss, you crash your jet and you die, or let's just say the person somehow ends up killing this griefer, that griefer can no longer attack that cargo. It becomes invisible, just like it would be in passive mode. Again, such a simple way to potentially level the playing field. Let's have a look at a different idea. Say that one never even existed. Let's go on to a completely new idea. We currently have normal mode in GTA Online as well as passive mode. This solution suggests that we add a third mode called, let's just say for now, it would be called grinder mode. This one's not exactly the same as passive mode where you can't use any weapons at all, but it would still act in the same way that other players can't shoot you and you can't shoot other players. However, it would still let you pull out all of your weapons and use them to fight AI enemies. This means you could still go around completing all of your headhunter, sightseer missions, all of your cargo sale missions, or basically anything you wanted to do in free mode, but it would just mean that the PvP aspect of GTA Online doesn't exist for you while you're in that mode. This is actually a solution I really like, because even if you're not actively trying to kill other players, or even if you're not allowed to kill other players, just being in a public lobby in GTA Online makes the world feel much more alive than when you're in an invite-only lobby. Just having the ability to interact with other players via voice chat or just see other players driving past you on the streets makes the world feel that much more alive, which is why I think the game would heavily benefit from a mode like that. Alright, next solution, really simple one. Actually, I don't know why Rockstar hasn't implemented it, but let us upgrade our sell vehicles. They've done it for the nightclub, they even did it for the cargo warehouse, kind of, but for the rest of the businesses, like your hangars, like your vehicle warehouses, your MC businesses, your bunkers, you are left pretty much defenseless while you're trying to do these sell missions. Rockstar, just give us an option to upgrade these sale vehicles. I would be happy to pay potentially millions of dollars if it meant that I could make these missions a lot more fun and a lot more fair. Okay, my final solution is maybe the most complicated one, and this would be to actually be able to choose the mode that you wish to sell your business in. If that's kind of confusing, let me explain. When you're on your sell screen here, you can choose to sell it to the closest location or the furthest away location for a 50% extra bonus. What this idea suggests is adding an extra screen after this. Once you pick where you want to sell it, you should be able to pick how you want to sell these. And I would suggest starting with 3 different modes: a stealth mode, a normal mode, and a most wanted mode. Stealth mode would be quite simple. You would not get any extra money for selling in stealth mode. What stealth mode means is when you sell these missions, you are completely off the radar and not allowed to attack any other players during the sale. This essentially removes the entire PvP experience for the sell mission, but it's good for grinders who just want to be left alone to sell their stuff. Next up is normal mode. This theory suggests that normal mode would give you an extra 25% on top of your sale, and that would essentially act the exact same way that it does now. The entire lobby would know exactly where you are, they would be alerted to your location, and encouraged to kill you. Pretty self-explanatory. And the final mode would be most wanted mode. This would give you an extra 50% on top of whatever your sale already is, so it gives hardcore grinders a pretty good incentive to want to do it. Not only would this let everyone in the lobby know exactly where you are, but it would also put a pretty high bounty on your head. Let's say like $100,000, for example. So if you did have the balls to sell with this kind of bounty on your head, one, you're an absolute maniac, but this could also be great for grinders who like to sell in a big group and have a bunch of friends protecting them. I feel like this would be a system that could absolutely benefit all types of grinders and make the game a lot more interesting to play. So there you have it. That's my rant on cargo griefing, as well as 5 potential ways I think it could be fixed. If you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be awesome. Subscribe for more stuff like this. If you have any suggestions of your own, leave them in the comments below as well. I'll be sure to read some of those. But most importantly, I hope you're staying safe, and I will see you in the next video. Boys.
Favorite color, money green. Paper. I've been on my grind since I was in the 7th grade. Had my first kid, I was only 17. Always a provider for my pack like Wolverines. But you won't find me on the mountaintop.